Hey readers, we are going to continue on with our compare and contrast lessons, comparing how they are the same, contrasting how they are different. And yesterday we read about two different types of butterflies. Today we're going to read about alligators and crocodiles. Okay, you should have your Wonders Anthology book open to page 520. You should also have the first page of your trifold and a pencil. And we are going to see how alligators and crocodiles are the same and how they are different. If you can see, as you can see, this text is illustrated. And just because a text is illustrated does not mean it's fiction. It is expository. And remember, expository means explain. This is a nonfiction text, even though it's illustrated. Box number 1 says read pages 520 to 525. It gives expository, gives facts on a topic, and it has nonfiction text features, which we talk about all the time. So this first box is page 523. What text feature do you think the author will use and why? And then we have a fill in the bubble map. This bubble map is comparing, how alligators and crocodiles are similar. Okay, Gail Gibbons wrote this. And we see our gullet gator here with his big mouth ready to go. Or is it a crocodile? I don't know. Something glides slowly through the water, barely making a ripple. It is well hidden and looks like a bumpy, drifting log. 2 eyes and a snout, that's like his nose kind of, appear above the water. It is an alligator or a crocodile. I don't know about some of you, but I have a pond behind my house and we have alligators out there all the time. I love watching them swim. And it's even caught one before fishing, which scares me. So nonfiction text features, we have our alligator. This is a label for crocodile. We have our caption here. All reptiles are cold-blooded animals. In order to survive, they must keep their body temperature from getting too hot or too cold. They do this by moving to a cooler or warmer place. We have a word here, extinct. It means it's no longer in existence, like dinosaurs are extinct. They don't exist anymore. And paleontologists are scientists who learn about ancient life by studying fossils, the remains of a plant or animal that lived at least 10,000 years ago. Okay. Oh, we missed box number 1. That was page 523. What text structure do you think the author will use? Why? What text structure? Do you think it's sequencing? Do you think it's cause and effect? Do you think it's compare contrast? We already answered that, right? We're comparing and contrasting. And why can we assume that? What sentence on this page would be our text evidence? Because remember, when we compare contrast, we're talking about 2 different things. The last sentence, it is an alligator or a crocodile. So that tells us we are comparing and contrasting. So, zoom in so you can see. I think it will be compare and contrast. And when you see that word why, it means to write the word because, to give your text evidence. Because it says an alligator or crocodile. Now, why did I use quotation marks there? Because that is the exact words from the text. I didn't write that, so I'm giving the author credit with the text evidence. So you use quotation marks, not just for dialogue in stories, not just for words people say, but to show that those are the author's words. You're not stealing them, okay? And then we're gonna fill in the bubble map on things that are similar, the same, comparing for alligators and crocodiles from the next 2 pages that we read. All right, so hopefully you got all your words down. Okay, We examined the text features already before we started to read. Alligators and crocodiles are members of reptiles called crocodilians. We've seen this before with the parentheses. If you look at the pictures, that tells us how to pronounce the word before it. Crocodilians. And when they're all caps, that's when you emphasize it. Crocodilians. They are the closest living relatives of dinosaurs and the world's largest reptiles. According to paleontologists, again, alligators, crocodiles, and dinosaurs lived on Earth about 23 million years ago. About 65 million years ago, dinosaurs became extinct, but alligators and crocodiles continued to live. So now let's talk about some things that are similar about alligators and crocodiles. On this page, it says they are reptiles. And right here in this caption, we read, all reptiles are cold-blooded animals. So what is the same? Oops. They are reptiles. And they are cold-blooded. Okay. What else is something the same about crocodiles and alligators? We read something about the scientists on the next page. Oh, it also says they are the closest living relatives of dinosaurs and the world's largest reptile. Largest reptiles. And what did we read on the next page that was something the same? They're not extinct, right? They're not extinct, but it does say, according to paleontologists, alligators, crocodiles, and dinosaurs lived on Earth about 23 million years ago. So they lived on Earth about 23 million years ago. Lived on Earth. That's a long time. About 23 million years ago. It's crazy to think that they lived on Earth with dinosaurs. The dinosaurs are extinct, but the alligators and crocodiles continue to live. Okay, so those are some of the things that are the same. Now, when we start reading on, I'm sure we're going to start finding out some differences between alligators and crocodiles. They look pretty much the same, but we are going to find out some differences. Okay, your job now is to complete box 2. And your discussion post, label these 2 boxes 1 and 2, right? These are your discussion posts, 1 and 2. Where do alligators and crocodiles live together? They live, blah, type it in. Write down one thing you can tell from the map provided on pages 526 and 527. So what's one thing that the map tells you on those 2 pages? Okay. Complete sentences. How do the diagrams and labels on page 528 and 529 help the reader? How do the diagram and labels help you? What does it help you understand? Okay. You don't need a discussion post for that unless you want to, just for 1 and 2. And the bottom one, it says draw and label the teeth of an American crocodile in the space below. You'll see that on those pages that you read, right? So discussion post, answer, answer, and tomorrow we will hit box 3. Also something for you to do, since we don't have vocabulary, is, of course, you need to do your independent reading. You can go on iReady still, even though it's math today, but you can still go on reading if you want. But another activity that's optional is I attached a directed drawing on how to draw an alligator. So you don't have to do that. That's just something for fun, something extra that you can do. And then you can attach it to your trifold, hang it on the refrigerator to show how much you are learning about alligators and crocodiles. Okay? Discussion post, finish your boxes, and optional alligator directed drawing. And we will meet back tomorrow to finish up. You can put your trifold in your book as a bookmark, and we will continue on with alligators and crocodiles tomorrow.